turning to another company with a whole lot of problems, that would be another company that seems to have sort of forgotten its customers. And I'm talking about where I used to work, Fox News. Fox has now got itself in all kinds of trouble. So you know the story. Tucker Carlson used to be there at 8 o'clock, and he's not there anymore. And he was kind of unceremoniously shown the door, and wow, it was like the Band-Aid got ripped off in a very big and very public way. And now there's a lawsuit going on, et cetera, or the possibility of a lawsuit, I should say. We're going to get to that in a second. But what's amazing to me is the ratings, much like Bud Light sales, just plummeting. I mean, actually, Fox is doing worse because I think their ratings have been cut in half. At least Bud Light's just down 24.6%. I mean, you're talking about a massive decline in ratings throughout the entire evening there at Fox News. And a big part of that is because they hurt their customer. They hurt their viewer when they got rid of that 8 o'clock time slot that was Tucker Carlson's. So you've had kind of a rotating cast, and there's talk of redoing the whole lineup. We've talked about that before. They're trying to figure it all out. In the process, they've lost a lot of market share to none other than Newsmax, which is growing in ratings. By the way, I'm on Newsmax this evening at 8 o'clock, so make sure you tune into Eric Bolling's show for that. But Newsmax has actually been the beneficiary, as have, by the way, I think a lot of YouTube channels, podcasts. People are going elsewhere for their news. I'm so glad you're here. Quick reminder, if you haven't subscribed, do make sure that you subscribe. Anyway, so Fox is struggling with all of this right now. And amid this struggle, do you want to see what they put on their screen? Have you seen this? Because the media is going crazy about this one. It's front page in the New York Times. It's at the top of the AP bulletin. It would be Associated Press. And it's because Fox put up this particular lower third while they were playing dueling speeches from Donald Trump and President Biden. Here we go. Take a peek, everyone. They're referring to, can you see this? If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure you come over and join us on the YouTube channel, and vice versa. If you're watching on YouTube, do make sure that you follow the podcast on Apple Podcasts. Anyway, so they refer to President Biden as the wannabe dictator. I mean, wow. I mean, talking about trying to get your audience back, right? Wannabe dictator speaks at the White House as he has his rival arrested, his political rival arrested. Wannabe dictator speaks at the White House after having his political rival arrested. That is what we saw, ladies and gentlemen, for the lower third on Fox News. This would have been, I guess, last night. I believe it was in the 8 o'clock show. You know, that time period that they're really, really struggling with. I don't know what was going on that one, because you know what? That's a stretch. That's a stretch. Even for the most conservative broadcasters, that would be a stretch. Now, we may say that, right, amongst each other. We may joke about it. We may laugh about it. You know, it kind of feels like a dictatorship over there in the Biden White House. We may say that and laugh. But when you put it as a very official breaking news, lower third, that's what we call it. It's also referred to as a chyron in the news business. You notice I don't have any of those here? Sometimes I put them up for you guys, but you know what? It's just kind of a lot of extra bells and whistles that I don't think we need, because you guys are more intent on hearing the actual content. Anyway, they put those things up, and they're supposed to be kind of official. And this one clearly wasn't, because somebody was either poking fun at something. It could have been that you had someone joking around in the control room and put that in and then forgot that it was there and didn't quite realize it. And so, boom, it was live and everybody went, whoa. Well, this is just making the media's day. The White House press secretary was asked about it. She said she could have like 700 and some odd million things to say about it, but she wasn't going to say anything. And I'm guessing there it was probably just an honest mistake, and somebody was goofing around and they didn't really mean to do it. But now it's a whole big thing. I mean, if you really wanted to dig into it, you could say, oh, is this Fox really trying to win that audience back? And if so, wow, like how aggressive are they willing to get? I'm guessing, and I'm just going to be kind and deferential here and give them the benefit of the doubt. I'm guessing that it probably was just an absolute mistake with somebody joking around, and somehow that got put on the air.